as a reminder that you should move in that direction. If you can't be one of those for the creation of whom Masih Maud appeared, try to be one of those. If you die on that path, even that would be acceptable to Allah. But if you know all this teaching as if it is beyond you, you cannot reach it, and stop at its place, not moving in that direction, then it is, Allah can forgive anybody, but barring that, to all possibility that you are barring your own way from reaching salvation. The philosophy of this travel towards the goal has been made very clear by Ahmad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So if you can't be one of those who belong in every respect to the Jamaat of Masih Maud Salam, you can always be one of those who endeavor very sincerely to be one of those. And even if somebody dies on that path, he is expected, in fact, is more likely to be forgiven by Allah than those who have abandoned the attempt. And this is made clear by Ahmad in a tradition by way of an anecdote. He tells of a person who had committed so many sins that apparently it was impossible for him to be forgiven. He had, according to Huzur Akram killed 99 people, and one was left to complete the century. So he went from place to place, from scholar and saintly person to a saintly person, and put before him his position of jeopardy. And they rejected him. They said, no, there is no hope for you. You are positively to be made a fit fodder for hell, and you can't be salvaged. You have gone too far. So, having got tired of everything, once he went to a saint who rejected him, he said, all right then, when I have killed already 99, why not the 100th one? So he killed him. And came out very much dejected, having lost hope. Then he met someone, a wise person. He said, look here, I know you live in a town which is a wicked town. So as long as you live in that wicked town, you will always remain under the influence, and there is no hope, of course. But I know of a town which is inhabited by very pious people. A very great majority of that town is godly, God-fearing, and if you go and live there, there is some hope that you will be influenced and ultimately you may be saved. So he started traveling in the direction, and Ahmad tells us that he died on the way. But he died in a manner that was so appreciated by Allah. Allah liked that manner of his death, that he decided there and then that this person should be forgiven. According to the tradition, he started inching his way, lying prone on land. In his death throes, he tried to move closer to the town so that he should die nearer to salvation if he can't achieve the salvation. When Allah saw this effort, he decided to forgive him. The angels, according to Huzur Akram narration, presented the case to Allah that such and such person has died. He had committed so many sins. What is the order about him? Should we throw him to hell? Of course. He is a fit person for hell. So Allah said, no. He was traveling in the direction of goodness. If he could not reach it,
at least he was moving in that direction. So you measure the distance between the town of the bad people and the place of his death, and also measure the distance between the place of his death to the town of the good people. If he is closer to the destiny, then he should be free. If he is closer to the evil town, then of course take him to hell. And Anand Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam tells us that while the angels were measuring, Allah so ordered the earth, lying in the direction of the evil town, ordered the earth to squeeze and become shortened, and so that expand in distance and to appear longer, much longer. And when they started measuring the other side, he ordered the earth to squeeze and to appear as if it is much shorter, because the decision had already been taken. Now this is an illustration, not exactly how it happens and how it happened. This was the way of Muhammad Mustafa Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam to tell us the boundless mercy of Allah, to inform us of the boundless mercy of Allah and how He acts. So in view of that, this is my belief, that if somebody is travelling in the direction of that Jamaat which Hazrat Masih Maud came to create, then he has nothing to fear. But emotion there must be. A set direction should be your goal, and you must go on making an endeavor to move in that direction. Then whenever you die, whether you have achieved your goal or not, that is immaterial in that respect. Your honest intention and your honest endeavor, these are the two factors which will weigh heavily in the eyes of Allah. Otherwise, if you are moving in another direction, even if you are comparatively a pious man than another, whose face is differently directed, such second person has lost hope, and the first person I have described, in my opinion, is positively in the position to receive Allah's grace. So by that I don't mean take it lightly. The teaching is very important. By that I mean you must take it very seriously and endeavor to your best ability. If you do so, honestly and sincerely, you may become one of those. And I have seen people, Ahmadis, who previously very hard-hearted, when they were reminded of the saying of Hazrat Masih Maud Wasalam, they immediately got transformed into a very different person. I think I mentioned one instance here, our lady whose son was killed by another Ahmadi. So it was said, and everybody believed in the village. And there was an old enmity dividing the whole village between the two. Half of the Ahmadis sided with the so-called killer party, and the half with the murdered boy and his relatives. So it was a very sad situation. When I went there, I was told that people have tried before and nobody listens, and it's impossible. Tempers are running very high. So I went, I said, all right, I'll go to the lady and tell her myself. So I told the lady, I have brought you a message from Masih Maud Wasalam, and what is your reaction? He said, what reaction? She was so deeply moved that it was impossible for me to contain myself. After my Lord's word, how can I say no? So he called her boys, and she called her boys and said that everything is forgiven. Don't mention this thing again. We are like brothers, and I am going to invite them to my house. And she threw a feast in the honor of those who had supposedly killed the son. So such are Ahmadis. They love Hazrat Masih Maud so much and are so deeply influenced by him that they pay quite some weight to the teachings. So some can achieve,